There's a person, they're the most dependable person in the room. They never panic. They're calm in a crisis. They remember everything. They're forgiving to a fault. And when they love someone, they love them for decades. And they'll admit to this, find it very hard to get out of bed in the morning. They've probably been told their whole life that they're too lazy, too slow, or too attached, and that they need to push harder, move faster, and stop holding on. In Ayurveda, there's a name for this, and it's called Kapha. And today I'm going to explain to you what Kapha actually is, what it looks like in the body, why it goes out of balance, and understand what Ayurveda has known about this for thousands of years, that modern wellness is beginning to catch up. I'm Navilla, welcome to NatureNani. Ayurveda, the science of life. One of the oldest sources for the knowledge of human health and the nature around it, describes all of human body, all of nature, across three fundamental forces. These are called dosha: vata, pitta, and kapha. And all these doshas are comprised of the five basic elements, the panch mahabhutas, that are air, fire, space, earth, and water. Kapha is composed of earth and water. And when you understand what water and earth do and how they affect the environment around you, you'll understand everything about Kapha. Earth is what holds. Earth is the structure, the weight, the density, the shape, the form. It's in the form of your body's bones, your skin, your tissues. Water, on the other hand, is what binds. It's the cohesion, it's the nourishment, it's the flow. It's what helps lubricate the joints. It's how nutrients get passed through your whole body. It's what helps keeps the mucous membranes moist and keeps your skin supple. Now, when you combine earth and water, you get Kapha, which is the force for building, the force for growth, is what helps lubricates your movements, maintains its memory, holds everything together. When Kapha is balanced, the person is strong, resilient, and has a calm and steady mind. They have a quality of sleep. They have this unhurried presence that most people found profoundly calming to be around. The Charaka Samhita, the foundational Ayurvedic text, describes a balanced Kapha constitution as the one with strong body, an excellent memory, one who's slow to get angry. These are not accidental traits. These are the direct expression of the elements earth and water in the human system. So how do you recognize Kapha in your own body and nature? Physically, Kapha types tend to have a larger, sturdier build. They gain weight more easily than the Vata or Pitta types and lose it more slowly. Their skin tends to be smooth, cool, and well lubricated. Their hair is thick, their eyes large and calm, their movements deliberate and unhurried. They sleep deeply, sometimes too deeply. They wake slowly. Their digestion is steady but slow. They can go hours without eating and not feel anxious about it the way a Vata person might feel. Mentally and emotionally, Kapha types are the anchors in any room. They're patient, loyal, compassionate, remarkably consistent. They think before they speak. They don't make impulsive decisions. When they commit to something, a relationship, a job, a practice, they commit for a very long time. The shadow side of all of this, when Kapha goes out of balance, is what looks like the same qualities turn against this person. Sluggishness instead of steadiness, congestion instead of lubrication, attachment instead of loyalty, inertia instead of patience, withdrawal instead of calm. Excess kapha in the body looks like weight gain that resists change, chronic congestion or mucus, heavy limbs in the morning, low motivation, a tendency towards depression or emotional eating, fluid retention. The body begins to accumulate physically and emotionally what it was designed to build but cannot let go of. Ayurveda teaches that like increases like. Kapha is increased by the things that share its qualities, like heaviness, coldness, dampness, stillness. In modern life, most things increase the kapha. Processed foods are heavy and sweet. Sedentary life is stillness. Colder climate and cold seasons accumulate kapha, which is why during late winter or early spring, which is the kapha season, people experience their worst congestion, heaviness, and low motivation. The deepest trigger, though, is emotional. Kapha goes out of balance when a person stops moving, not just physically, but internally. When a grief is held for too long, when a relationship or a habit or a self-image is held on to past its time. The kapha constitution is built for loyalty and endurance, and those same qualities, when turned inward without release, create stagnation. This is something modern medicine doesn't yet have the language for. The relationship between emotional holding and physical accumulation. Ayurveda has known this for thousands of years. Western medicine doesn't recognize kapha or any dosha as a physiological category, and that is worth acknowledging honestly. What Ayurveda describes as kapha constitution overlaps with research on metabolic type, vagal tone, and endocrine patterns, but the mapping is not clean or direct. The value of the kapha constitution is not just as a medical diagnosis. It's as a lens for self-observation, one that has proven useful to millions of people for a very long time. Everything that balances kapha shares the opposite qualities, like lightness, warmth, dryness, stimulation. Kapha people need to move, and they need to move early in the morning. Between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. is the kapha time, and that is the best time when kapha people needs to get up. Even like a brisk walk or energizing yoga during that time of the day does more to a kapha person than a gentle yoga or gentle movement throughout the day. This is one of the most consistent recommendations across Ayurveda text. The Ashtanga Hridayam dinacharya, the daily routine, recommends that for kapha people, they need a daily morning routine, getting up in the morning and doing vigorous exercise, which is essential to maintain the kapha balance. Not optional, essential. Ayurveda organizes its food by 6 tastes: sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. Kapha is balanced when you eat pungent, bitter, and astringent, and it gets activated when you eat more sweet, sour, and salty. So, in terms of food recommendation, warming spices and warming foods help kapha the most, and lighter food. So for example, spices like ginger, black pepper, turmeric, mustard seeds help to keep kapha in balance. And grains that are lighter, for example, millets, buckwheat, are known to be lighter and easy to digest compared to heavy starches or heavy carbohydrates or refined carbohydrates. In terms of sweetener, honey is the best for kapha people because it's natural and it's light compared to refined sugars. And kapha should really avoid having more dairy, heavy, or processed foods, because dairy and also cold foods and cold drinks, dairy and cold foods accumulate more kapha. The digestive fire or agni for the kapha people is naturally low, so they need more warmth, more stimulating foods, not volume. Because emotional stagnation is the core kapha imbalance, any practice that creates the internal movement matters. Honest conversations, creative expressions, letting go of things, physical clutter, old grievances, letting go of old habits. This is not soft psychology. Ayurveda is explicit about it. Anything that accumulates in the body or mind is going to create a kapha imbalance. Yoga for kapha imbalance is warm, stimulating, and invigorating. Sun salutations at a brisk pace, walking at a brisk pace, doing heavy workout, running, yoga-like inversion, back bends. Now, if you're doing restorative or slow-paced yoga, that may be good for a vata person, but it can actually increase more kapha if you have a kapha imbalance. The pranayama or the breath work most beneficial for a kapha individual is bhastrika or kapalabhati, which are more stimulating and more forceful and generate heat in the body. If you recognize yourself in this, or if you're not sure if you're a kapha constitution or your current imbalance is a kapha, that distinction matters. Ayurveda distincts the Prakriti, which is your lifelong constitution, from your Vikriti, which is your current state of imbalance. You may be a Pitta constitution from your Prakriti, but due to routine sedentary work, you're now a Kapha Vikriti, your current imbalance. And NatureNani assesses both. When you do an assessment in NatureNani, it will tell you your Prakriti and your Vikriti and build the recommendations based on that. Not just a basic Kapha advice. It builds a protocol based on your constitution and your current state of imbalance. Link is in the description. Your body has its own intelligence. It's worth knowing your nature. If you're Kapha in your core constitution or your current imbalance, the most important thing I can leave you with is you're not slow, you're not lazy, you're not too much. You're built like earth. And earth does not apologize for being the thing everything else stands on. Move in the morning, eat warm, let things go. This is the whole protocol. Namaste.